And I wanted to touch on this with Daraja because I know you've been very public about you going through your endometriosis and the struggles that you've been going with and what helps you mentally and physically. So if you want to just touch on that a little bit and maybe help somebody else out.
Hi, guys. So for those of you who don't know what endometriosis is, it's basically an overgrowth of the tissue that lines the uterus. Sorry if that's TMI. But obviously, an overgrowth of that tissue can cause a lot of issues. It can adhere to other organs, it can adhere to the abdominal wall, cause a lot of complications, and obviously more severe cycle symptoms. So through that, I mean, obviously a lot of us experience PMS and the bloating, the water retention that comes with that. My experience tends to be a little more severe, but obviously any sort of bloating, water retention, inflammation is uncomfortable and can get in the way of your contest prep. It can affect the way that you lose weight. It can affect the way that you gain weight post-season. It can affect your training. So I think one of the biggest things that's helped me is doing everything that I can to manage inflammation, right? Listening to my body, being in tune with my body, understanding what the biofeedback is, what it means, and what that means that my body needs. Making sure that you're getting enough sleep, eating the foods that you know your body responds well to. A lot of the times PMS and things like that, it affects digestion. I'm sure we've all experienced that. So really, I think my biggest piece of advice is really learn your body, listen to the biofeedback, don't ignore some of the warning signs. Sometimes it means you may need to address a situation before you decide to continue with a prep. Pull out of the prep even. Don't push it past the point where your body is like screaming at you, like, please calm down. But yeah, I think any other?
Yes, I think that's awesome because a lot of us women go through things and we just think it's normal. Just fight through it. It will pass, fight through it. But sometimes like our bodies will you have to listen to your body. And it's very important, especially for you amateurs and especially for the ones who are just getting into competing, that you know these things, that pros, top tier athletes go through this. And, they are even like, hey, you have to be smart about what you're putting your body through and take a step back. Does it suck? 100%. Who wants to push back a show that you were aiming for? Nobody. But at the end of the day, your body and what your body is telling you has to come first. So you can be at your best when you step up on this stage.
And the stage will always be there. So if you need to take that time, take the time. The stage will be there when you're good and ready. Don't force it, because then you just end up in this crazy cycle of pushing really hard and then being forced to pull back and then pushing before you're ready, and then before you know what, your health is like in the toilet and you're like, what happened? So don't do that.
Daraja, thank you so much for